Hi guys, Reaper here. Thanks for tuning in. I've got a really fun one for you today. You're looking at the Astero, a frigate from the SOE faction. This little thing packs quite the punch, is completely versatile. It's a kiting ship which has an incredible tank. It can move around using a covert ops cloak with a very special ship bonus enabling you to start to lock immediately from uncloaking, which is very, very special. As you can see, looking at the ship and the skin itself, I've got some medium rapids fit on this ship, and the medium rapids are taking on the colour scheme from the ship itself. So you can see there, you've got the cool kind of off-white and red motif that you get with the Astero ship. So I thought that was a really cool touch. Of course, some of you out there might think that this ship looks rather strange, having medium-sized weapons on a frigate, but I really like it. Okay, let's have a look at the ship itself and some of the attributes here. For every level of advanced frigate defense upgrade, you've got a bonus to your cargo hold capacity, scan resolution, which is really important, and scan strength. For every level of advanced frigate command, you've got 30% bonus to your drone DPS, 30% to the drone EHP, and a 4% bonus to the armor resistances, and of course, minus 100% cloaking device lock delay, and 50% cloaking device reactivation delay. So they're very special roll bonuses which make this ship extremely unique. So here we go. In the fitting, you can see I've got a headline DPS figure of 341.84 for a frigate. That is extremely high damage per second, and in any prolonged fight with any other frigate, I think this ship will come out on top. Now, what's really good about the ship is the fit I have right now is the exact same fit I would use for PvP, and it also doubles up as an astounding fit for PvE. So you can go out in the ship and do both and not have to worry about swapping out your fits. So if we look at some of the defense stats on this ship, this is an armor tank ship. We've got 1645 armor hit points with reasonable resists. However, we are going to be mostly speed tanking in this ship, and we'll lead on to it in a second. We've got some other pretty good stats. So you can see I can run my capacitor for 6 minutes and 15 seconds. With the disruptor off, I am cap stable, which we'll test later on. So despite having the covert ops cloak, I've still got 672 scan res, which is fantastic, and my sig radius is 31 meters, which is quite small. I mean, of course, given I'm going to have the micro warp drive going, that's going to bloom, but medium-sized ships are going to have a lot of trouble hitting me. Looking at the navigation, 577 meters per second, which with my micro warp drive equates to 3,700 meters per second, which is really fast. In the high slots, thanks to a very generous power grid output on this ship, I have the rapid medium launchers. The reason for this is they have an extra 2-kilometer range compared to the small missile launchers and apply damage almost as well, but has an overall higher damage output. In my mid slots, I've got 3 hobgoblins here. Of course, in your cargo bay, you're going to want to carry on a ship that's this expensive as many drones as you can, as in PvP you may have other ships shooting your drones, so always worthwhile keeping a spare stock. Most of the damage on this ship comes from the drones, so if you needed to kite out a bit further at 25 kilometers, let's say, using this Predator Warp Disruptor, you're able to completely dictate range and boss a fight for some ships that have the closer damage. One of the key things on this ship and for this build are these things, the large group armor repairers. I've got 2 of these. They are repairing 578 armor every 24 seconds. So that means if you've got 2 of these as we have here, you're effectively repairing 578 armor every 12 seconds. That is on top of the fact that I've got a small armor repairer in the low slots as well, which is repairing 164 every 4.36 seconds. Now, I've done the math on this, so with the group boosters running, effectively, if they were boosting every 4 seconds, that's adding another 192 armor. So really, it's like I've got 2.5 small C-type armor repairers running at all times. I've got the C-type micro warp drive, and of course I've got the covert ops cloak, which is very important for obviously sneaking about and fulfilling what the ship is for. You can, if needed, swap out things in the low slots. For example, if you're doing PVE, you can go for something like a nest worm and just use the mid slots. But for the amount of damage bonus you're going to have, and for the reduction in the tank, I would be feel much safer going with the fit that I'm going to roll with. And yeah, you can see there 406 damage, so I'm up in the damage a bit, but I'm vastly or halving my tank for the sake of doing so. So for this video, I'm certainly going to stick to the small armor repairer, and I'm going to try and put my ship on a mission into some serious danger, try to get webbed, and I'm going to take on something that most frigs wouldn't try to do, especially solo in a frigate. So just putting the armor repairer back in now and having a look through some of the options that we've got available. I'm definitely going to stick with this fit for the purpose of this video, and I think it's my opinion that this is the optimal fit. Let's have a look at the rigs. If we look at the combat rigs, you can see I've opted to go with 2 drone firepower augmenters, drones being the best damage output source on this ship, and I've gone for a bay loading accelerator. I have tried and tested this, and the bay loading accelerator, as you can see now, is better than using the missile damage rig. You can see here I lose about 20 DPS, so always go for the reload time. The quicker you're shooting, the more optimal your DPS is overall. I could as well fit something to plug some of my resist holes, but again, I don't think that's crucial. I have got a bit of a hole in my explosive, but I'll be moving so fast, and yeah, you can see there, just upping that to about 60% over 30 odd percent. I'm going to be moving fast, and I'm going to be repping so much that I don't think that's necessary. But I do think if you're doing an anomaly, especially by yourself, the extra DPS will kind of come into its own and certainly lend itself to being more efficient. This is the Fulmination test server, guys, so I couldn't find anyone to shoot for PvP at this time. I really wanted to, as I think this thing against other frigs will really shine. Looking at the engineering rigs, I've gone for a couple of auxiliary thrusters, which are Tech 2s, as you can see there, and I've gone for a cap control circuit 3. That is what's helping with the cap supply. What's the cap dropping to with a Tech 2? Just thinking about cost, that's dropping by a whole minute, so I'd probably invest paying the extra ISK to get the Tech 3 CCC to get that extra minute worth of cap time. And as this ship's going to be really expensive on launch, I think I'll go ahead and upgrade the aux thrusters to Tech 3s. So this ship is by no means a cheap vessel to fly for its size, but you're about to find out now it is super capable. So we're at a Tech level 8 Angel Inquisitor anomaly. So a Tech 8 Inquisitor anomaly. I have whittled down all of the previous waves, and we are now fighting the last ship on the penultimate wave, waiting for that big spawn to come. He's about to go down, so before the wave spawns, I'm going to start activating my group armor repairers due to the time and the fact that you don't get a boost until it's run its cycle. I want one to go halfway round and then activate the second one, so we're spacing out the armor repair cycles. I've done that quite bad. I haven't got it exactly right, but I think it should be okay. Now, these ships are quite far away. I need to burn in, and they're probably going to get some good hits on me as I'm burning towards them. I'm just going to get all my weapons going here, get into an orbit, and yeah, maybe correct now if I disable. No, I think it's okay for the moment. Seem to be pulling back my armor really well. So whilst we're doing this and we're getting these ships down, I am going to put this ship into a stupid situation soon enough where I'll get webbed and scrammed, and I'll lose my afterburner and my speed tanking, just to show you how formidable it is with this particular config and this slot loadout. A couple of do's and don'ts. If you're warping around nullsec, as you will be, if you jump into a gate camp You want to obviously burn away from the bubble. When you've pulsed your micro warp drive and you get to close to 4 kilometers per second invisible, you will coast very far and they will not be able to find you. You should be able to align to an anomaly outside of the bubble and cloaked and warp away. And if you are warping gate to gate, don't take the direct route from gate to gate. I would always advise warping to a celestial first, so that you're not warping into anything that's in place to specifically uncloak you on arrival. Okay, so I'm now triple webbed, I think, or double webbed and scrammed. So my micro warp drive's off. We've got 3 elite ships which are very heavy hitting here. You can see straight away my armor's gone down to almost nothing, but not to fear, because I've got these group armor repairers in a sequence, and you can see there I've just pulled back a massive chunk, and then as I've pulled back that chunk, the armor repairer's pulling back some, and then the next group repairer goes, and so on and so on. So we're cycling these so that I've got the group armor repairers going kind of 12 seconds apart and having that C-type going. So I would not expect to survive this without having this kind of config. If I'd only had the small repairer, I would most certainly have popped a while ago. But you can see here, this is just insane to be able to just orbit at 570 ms while you've got all these Angel elite ships hitting me for really good damage. Just, I mean, you can imagine here, this isn't a PvP situation. If I was up against some players in 1v1 examples, they would have to have some serious skill, serious ability to be able to take this thing down while it can sit out at a good distance, applying almost all of its damage using the drones and hitting really well using the rapid launchers. So yeah, I'm kind of, I believe, in control of this now. I'm managing to keep my armor. I mean, these guys are really hitting me hard, but you can see there it's a constant battle. The armor's going down, coming back up again thanks to those group repairers. Another nice thing is the group repairers aren't using my capacitor. They're using gigajoules of energy and fuel in my cargo. I've got plasmoids loaded, and I have checked this. I can fit 8,000 plasmoids in my cargo, and that would last me for hours and hours and hours. I would never run out. It is using a bit of ISK, but you're going to make so much more in this ship when you're out and about. Also, guys, this is the test server, so my skills are all maxed. Your skills might vary and be a bit lower. However, Frigg skills are quite quick to max out anyway. But because it's test server, things you see in this video could be subject to change before launch. So a couple of minutes left on this video. I'm going to get some beats on now, let you guys watch and enjoy. I'd like to say thanks for watching, and this ship is truly awesome, and it's something I'm looking forward to flying the most when it's released. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that release date isn't too long. Massive thanks for watching this video and your continued support.
Murder on call with the fight now. 20 years and it seems like a lifetime. I've been hanging every day from a lifeline. Why these fuckers tell it in every night?